You're listening to a Frequency Podcast Network production.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
This is the Brock and Dalby Podcast.
Welcome to Wednesday. My name is Brock.
I'm Dalby.
We got this message on the bad line last night, and fair warning, it may make you squirm a little bit, but have a listen here.
Hey, how's she going, boys? It's just Danky Boy with a little bit of a story and a couple questions to follow up. I was chainsawing wood the other night and felt a sharp pinch on my beanbag and realized I was getting swarmed by wasps. Now the thing's all swollen up, looks like the size of a softball. I took a couple on the chin too. Everything went numb, and the guy at the store, when I went to get beer, was looking at me like I was fucking Rocky Dennis. So I just wondered if that's normal or if anyone else had that happen to them, and what should I do? Everyone's saying, like, go to the hospital, but it's a waste of time, so just give me Benadryl. I took a couple Benadryl, didn't help at all. I gotta pour concrete tomorrow, though, but now my coin purse feels like it's full of concrete, so any help would be appreciated. Also, a little bit of follow-up question. If I got stung on something else, would it also grow 3 times the size? Because that might not be so bad, honestly. Anyways, have a good day, lads. Nice talking to you.
First off, crazy that happened to you, man. I feel so bad for you.
Can we talk about how calmly he describes it?
I know.
If I was to recall the story of a time that I got, what did he say? Stung on the beanbag. It would be so full of screaming and yelling and expletives.
I'm going to say this, brother, go to the doctor.
That's, yeah. What should I do?
He said it feels like it's filled up with concrete?
He's like, I took a couple Benadryl, but it didn't really do anything. Then go to the doctor.
I did Google what happens if a wasp stings your testicles, and Google's AI says stay calm, clean the area, apply a cold compress, consider over-the-counter pain relief, monitor for allergic reactions, seek medical attention.
Yeah, I think we're at the medical reaction stage, and I would say that if it is feeling like concrete, you've got to go get it checked out.
If it does make you feel any better, buddy, it does say that male wasps cannot sting, so it was a female that got in there.
Are you implying that he basically got some?
I'm just saying, if that does anything for you.
A little interspecies interaction?
It does say here, do not scratch. It says scratching will make it worse.
Oh, well, that's the worst place to be stung then. I mean, if there's one place on my body I need to be able to scratch, that's the area.
I mean, I don't think there's a good place to be stung, but this is most definitely the worst place to be stung.
I just can't imagine, like, even walking into the doctor. Listen, we've all had a time where we've had to go into the doctor and talk about something maybe we weren't super positive about talking about. But how do you explain to the doctor? Like, do you just go in and he's like, so what's the problem today? You just go, this. All of this is a mess.
It just sucks if it's cold and everything else isn't as big.
This is the Brock and Dalby Podcast.
Got a friend of the show, Tim, on the phone. You got a good groin injury story for us?
Well, my buddy and I, we were just sitting on the balcony getting elevated. And he went to stand up as he was sitting on a wooden slotted chair. And I guess his shorts were a little thin. And, he left his boys behind, got stuck in the wood slot, ripped open, and had to go to the hospital for stitches.
Oh, no.
Left his boys behind is a sentence I never wanted to hear in my life.
So they slipped through the cracks and got stuck?
Yeah, and he didn't realize it until he went to stand up.
Oh.
If I've ever heard an anti-drug PSA, it's this. This is it.
Yes, for sure.
I think this is more of an anti-wooden chair kind of thing.
Right? Exactly. I wouldn't want to sit in one anymore.
Now, he goes to the hospital. I mean, I don't want to get too personal, but, like, is he okay?
Oh, yeah, he was good. This was like 18 years ago.
Well, I'm glad to hear all the king's horses and all the king's men put him back together.
Yeah, everything turned out fine.
Well, that's good to hear. That is, no more Muskoka chairs for me after hearing that.
I was just going to say, I'm going to go and sit on somebody's deck at some point and see a slatted chair and just be like, do you have anything else?
A lot of hockey-related stories coming in. A few people texting about those orange ball hockey balls, taking them out. Someone said a slap shot to the clankers did them in. But we've got someone on the phone here. You got a hockey story for us? Tell us.
Yeah. It's going back, it may even be more than 20 years ago. I'm a goalie on just on a men's team, and I took a fluttery wrist shot was all it was, right in the old jock area. And I don't know what happened, but it connected pretty well with my actual body part. And it ruptured that body part, which was fun. And then I headed to a cottage that weekend for a hockey day sort of cottage weekend.
Bro.
And it was aching all weekend long. I mean, even the beers didn't put it to bed. It was just aching and aching. So I eventually got it checked out via ultrasound from a young lady, and that was an interesting experience.
Brother, your dedication to the game is unreal.
That's the definition of rub a little dirt on it.
You are a
and get
beer
back
league
out there.
beauty at its finest, my friend.
It's hard to find goalies.
I mean, I'll say this. It takes balls to go in net in general. You're lucky you still have them.
Ever since then, it's now taken one, and one's really swollen one because it's still enlarged.
Hang on. You're still playing?
Oh, yeah, I still play 3 times a week.
You couldn't pay me with an NHL contract to go back out after that.
Oh, what are you going to do? I mean, it's just, I've got 2 kids now. I'm good.
Do you know how
Doesn't
expensive
matter.
goalie equipment is, Dolby?
I, in fact, just bought new gear this past January or so. And
Did you buy a new jock, though?
Yeah.
The funny thing is, I still wear a player's jock even after that.
I don't want to be that guy, but at this point, it's on you.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, I got 2 kids. It doesn't matter anymore. I've been married for 30 years. It doesn't matter.
Here I am like a sucker going to the doctor for a vasectomy. You're just getting it done in your spare time.
The Brock and Dalby podcast.
The Brock and Dalby podcast.
It is Springsteen week here on the station, so if you're hearing more of the boss, that's exactly why. But it is Wednesday, which means it is time to censor out our artist of the week, Bruce Springsteen here.
Very excited to hear you've been on a bit of a roll with some of these recently, turning normal everyday songs you've heard a million times into horrifyingly graphic tunes.
Well, we all know Hungry Heart. Well, let's just change Heart to something else.
Everybody's got hungry. Everybody's got hungry. Lay down your money and you play your part. Everybody's got a hungry.
That's why he's laying down his money.
Sometimes, you got to pay.
And I mean, Dancing in the Dark writes itself.
You can't start a fire. You can't start a fire without a spark. This is for hire. Even if we're just in the dark.
It's kind of like the same song back to back in different ways.
It's 2 perspectives on the same problem.
No. One of my dad's favorite Bruce Springsteen songs is Hometown.
Oh, okay.
And I want to apologize to my dad.
What have you done?
And everyone else for this one.
I was 8 years old and running with in my hand. To the bus stop to pick up a paper from my old man. Sit on his that big old Buick steers we drove through town.
Oh, no.
Tassel my say something, good look around. This is your hometown.
I'm sorry.
That's rough, brother.
This is your home.
That one was out of pocket.
That might be the roughest one you've done yet.
This is the Brock and Dalby podcast.
Down south of the border in the States, school has already started, but one small town in Michigan has actually had to suspend school after, check this out, their school buses had their catalytic converters stolen.
The school buses.
20 different buses
Oh, no.
had their catalytic converters stolen, so they've sent all the kids home right now.
I mean, yeah, 20 buses. That's a whole fleet right there, brother. They took every last one.
Now, there's either some kids who really don't want to go to school, or that is the sign that you live in the wrong neighborhood, brother.
I never even thought for a second that it was the kids being like, I don't want to go to school. What if we do this? I'm with you. I think like I hear the words catalytic converter and all I think is bad neighborhood.
Yeah.
You don't even know about your catalytic converter if you live in like a gated community.
I mean, it could have been kids from the school, kids that didn't graduate, maybe. That's what it is.
The education system failed them, so they came back for a refund.
It just reminds me of when I lived in Prince Albert, Saskatchewan. Like, you'd always go on Facebook, and like every community has their little Facebook groups, and like every other day people would talk about their catalytic converters being stolen.
Dude, it's crazy, man. You see like people with their Ring doorbell footage of just like a pair of legs sticking out from under their car at 2 a.m.
It's actually impressive how they do it, and like nobody ever catches them either.
It's one of those things where like I see the footage of like people stealing catalytic converters, and then I take my car into the shop and they're like, yeah, it's gonna be about 4 or 5 hours. Like, I got a crackhead down the street that can get that thing out of there in a heartbeat.
I think another sign that you live in a bad neighborhood, when I lived in Prince Albert, was when I went to order pizza one time and the guy was like, yeah, we don't deliver to that area.
Ooh, you are just outside the delivery window. When I was in Edmonton, I moved and didn't really know anything about the city when I went to go to university.
Yeah.
And I moved right by what was the old, like, Oilers Arena. Bad part of town.
When you tell people where you live and they give you that look like, I'm sure it's all right.
Oh, it wasn't even that. I'm like, oh, yeah, I'm living on 118th Avenue down by the arena. And people are like, why?
Yeah. When the rent is cheap and you question it.
That's just it. Yeah. When you're like, I got a sweetheart of a deal on
Those
an
are
apartment.
the same neighborhoods that when you go to like the Circle K or whatever, the guy's behind bulletproof glass.
Right. Yeah. Or you like take the dog out for a walk and you're like, wow, they put a lot of bars over a lot of windows down here.
The convenience stores, when you go in and you realize you can't even grab your own lighter at the counter.
That's a big one.
Yeah.
Where you're like, oh, I just need a Bic. And they're like, oh, buddy, I'll get that for you.
Yeah.
You can, show me some money before you go touching the merchandise.
When you have to slide the money under the thing to give it
through the
to
little tray?
Yeah.
You're not in a great part of town.
What's that, Jeff Foxworthy? You might be in a sketchy neighborhood.
The Brock and Dobby Podcast.
We've got Sean on the phone. Sean, what's a sign that you live in a sketchy neighborhood?
When you see adults riding around on bicycles with a 2-4 on their shoulder.
Or just riding bikes, right, Brock?
When you realize that you live in a neighborhood where there are more grown men riding bikes than there are children, that is the international sign that you live in a sketchy neighborhood.
100%.
Things may not be going the way you wanted them to.
Hey, they might have lost their license and they had to improvise.
Yeah. When you see a man riding on the pegs of a BMX bike that his girlfriend is driving, that's the sign that you should probably invest in a Ring doorbell camera.
100%.
The exception, obviously, being that if all the grown-ups riding bikes are also wearing, like, the spandex cycling outfits, then you actually probably live in a nice neighborhood.
That's actually true.
That's the other one.
Oh, no, yeah. There's a total huge difference.
If it looks like the Tour de France, you're doing all right.
Yellow jersey versus crooks and castles. That's...
The Brock and Dobby Podcast.
Animal activist group Peta is quite upset with Nintendo, and they're calling them out and asking them to, well, you've played the new Mario Kart?
The new Mario Kart's fantastic. One of the best things about it is the massive array of characters that you can play as.
So I guess they've got this cow character that has like a piercing or a bull ring, I guess you could call it. And PETA is quite upset, saying that this bull ring in the cow's nose is a painful reminder of the cruelty cows endure in the meat and dairy industries. They actually quoted, leave the rings to Sonic and let the cow breathe free.
But it's just so funny, the idea that, like, PETA is playing this up as though you would start the game, maybe playing as Mario or Luigi or even Bowser, and that the first level would be you just ramming a steel spike through the nose of this cow before going on to race go-karts. It's a go-kart racing game where you can play as a skeleton fish.
Did anybody play this game and actually get offended by this?
I will say this, when you showed me this yesterday, I went home and turned on Mario Kart for Switch 2 because I didn't remember if he had the bull ring or not. Like, I needed to go back and look because the game is it's a racing game. The game is from the perspective of behind the cow. You don't even see the ring.
Peta does stupid stuff like this all the time. I mean, didn't they go after Pokemon trying to say it was animal cruelty at one point?
Back in the 2010s, somewhere in there, they released their own fake Pokemon game called Pokemon Black and Blue.
That's right.
Where you had to fight trainers who were abusing their animals and free the Pokemon, and the whole thing was Pokemon is an evil influence.
They're not even real.
They're saying that the Pokemon games encourage real-life people to start dogfighting rings.
Oh, my God.
Which is just, demonstrably not true. It's just not a thing. This is the problem. PETA should be an easy group to cheer for. They want animals to be treated well. No one should have a problem with that, but they do such a bad job of it.
I think this whole thing is stupid, but the craziest part is if you're going to go after the Mario universe, you're going to go after a cow that has a piercing, which is bizarre to me, considering the fact that there's an Italian plumber who has been going around for 40 some odd years, stomping on turtles.
That's right. They've gone after Mario Kart for the cow with the bull ring. They also went after Mario for a raccoon suit that he wore in a couple of games
they?
back again years ago. But at no point since the 80s has PETA ever been does anyone else have a problem with this Italian stereotype smashing thousands upon thousands of turtle creatures?
This guy doesn't even have an I break for turtles sticker on his car.
Mario hates turtles. That's who hates turtles.
One thing you guys have in common, eh?
Shut up!
That's why you love those games so much, eh?
The Brock and Dobby Podcast.
Apparently in China, they are working on designing a robot with an artificial womb.
For carrying child?
They say by next year, China will have robots with artificial wombs capable of carrying a human baby for an entire pregnancy.
This feels very much like a Jeff Goldblum in Jurassic Park situation of you kept thinking about whether or not you could, but no one seems to be thinking about whether or not we should.
I mean, I guess on paper, it's not a bad idea because for those maybe that struggle to conceive or something like that,
sure,
you have an option. They say it's around $14,000 for a surrogate, and they do say this would cost around $100,000.
Oh, this is absolutely only for the uber wealthy.
But if you do go through with this, does this make your kid half cyborg?
Half robot?
Yeah.
I don't know what the...
Do you got a clanker kid?
Are we allowed to use that word? The thing is obviously the DNA is going to come from a human male and a human female. And, I always heard the insult when I was growing up as a kid, test tube baby and stuff like that, talking about in vitro. So I guess, by having a robot womb, it's just holding all the parts together until the baby comes. But it feels problematic.
Or is this how China's building up their army?
They got how many of these wombs do they got?
They start getting us from across the land, shipping our, seed out there.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, 20, 30 years down the line, they all get activated.
This is what we need. This is what we need right now is more conspiracy.
It does sound like the plot of a Will Smith movie, does it not?
This is the Brock and Dobby Podcast.
All right, we've got $100 in Lotto 649 tickets for tonight's jackpot on the line.
42 million gold ball jackpot, $1 million guaranteed prize if no one wins the big one, and a $5 million side pot as well.
We're going to put some time on the clock, and the question remains the same.
What would you do
if you won the lottery?
And remember, we're looking for the craziest answers. Unfortunately, Lenny did not win last night. He texted in.
Oh.
So still married.
I don't know if I want to say sorry to Lenny or sorry to Mrs. Lenny that she's still in.
We don't know the circumstances. We've got 3 callers on the line here. If you're not one of them, you can't be a judge. 762-555. Let us know who has the best crazy answer here this morning. But we do start on line 1. Hey, good morning. Who's this?
It's Adam. How's it going?
Oh, we're doing good, man. How are you?
Not too bad.
All right. The question remains the same.
What would you do
if you won the lottery?
What's it for you?
Well, my parents have some land, so I'm thinking I'll demolish their house, build a racetrack, and then charge a couple bucks for people to do a lap on their way home. Also, I'm going to hire Sonny Hayes, also known as Brad Pitt from the F1 movie, to give passenger laps.
Okay. I just love because everybody's like generic. What would you do if you won the lottery?
I thought he was gonna be like, "I'll build my parents a new house."
Right,
It's so much better.
I'll pay off my parents' mortgage. I'll buy my parents a new house. No, I'm buying the land. I'm evicting them. I'm destroying the house, and I'm building a racetrack.
Adam Speedway. I love it, dude. Great answer. All right, man. Stay on hold.
Thank you.
Okay, good stuff. That's what we're looking for.
That's a great start.
Let's go to line 2. Hey, good morning. Who's this?
Hey, this is Ozzy.
Ozzy. All right, the question remains the same.
What would you do
if you won the lottery?
What's it for you, Ozzy?
Well, I really care about my family and friends, right? So I'd want them to be a part of the winnings. So I would get, 10 of them, and we'll get a bunch of Quaaludes, and we'll get one of those blimps. And then we'll all jump out of the blimps on Quaaludes and land on a private island. And then whoever survives gets to keep all the winnings.
So hang on. Let me try and summarize. You're going to take 10 friends and family, get them high, throw them out of a blimp, and then 9 of them will die. But the 10th
Well, I'm not planning on that. But,
well, you said the last one alive.
Whoever wants the winnings, they're going to have to survive, right?
Okay, a little last man standing.
A little Hunger Games.
That is rich people stuff.
That's actually really true.
That's a rich person move right there. All right, Ozzy, stay on hold. Where are you finding Quaaludes?
Well, hey, if you had $75 million,
I guess. All right, go to line 3 here. Hey, good morning. Who's this?
It's Matt.
Matt, all right, you're a final contestant this morning, and the question remains the same.
What would you do
if you won the lottery?
What says you, Matt?
So I'd put 10 grand aside to buy tickets to all Tuesday Blue Jays games. The reason I want to have the Tuesday night is so I can go on Looney Dog nights, practice my hot dog eating skills. Every Looney Dog night, going to take the rest of the proceeds, put down a bet that I will beat Joey Chestnut in the hot dog eating competition on the next 4th of July and take away his mustard belt.
I love that so much. Betting on yourself. The rich get
That's
richer.
Right.
The new hot dog king is here.
All right. Okay, stay on hold. First off, round of applause to the 3 fellas on the phones here today.
People have figured out the game. We started off slow with a couple of people Monday and Tuesday who wanted to be like sappy, but this is perfect.
Well, let's weigh out the options here.
So you have Adam, who's going to buy the land his parents' house is on, knock it down and turn it into an F1 racetrack. You have Ozzy, who basically wants to do the Hunger Games on Quaaludes with his friends and family.
Yes.
And then you have Matt, who wants to use the lotto winnings to train to become the king of the hot dogs. I know, they're all so ridiculous.
I mean, I'm torn between line 1 and line 3 right now. The racetrack idea is funny.
Yeah.
Line 3 I like because if he does win, then we know what his plan is.
Right.
And then we could place a bet on him.
Absolutely.
And make some money as well.
And hot dogs will always speak to my heart. I'm not going to lie. Like the idea of it. But if I can vote for Adam, line number 1, again, it's just that most people are like, I would do so much for my parents. And Adam's like, my parents got a big piece of land and I need them to get out.
Taking a look at the text line here. It's line 1. It is Adam.
Hell yeah, Adam.
Are you still there, brother?
Yeah, man.
You get yourself a ding and a round of applause.
Let's get those fogies off that property, brother.
$100 in Lotto 649 tickets coming your way for tonight's jackpot, all right?
Right on.
All right, you better build that racetrack if you win, but also if you win, you got some nickels and dimes for the fellas, or at least let us take a free lap there.
Oh, there'll be a couple free laps for sure.
Hell yeah.
This is the Brock and Delby Podcast. Would you rather Wednesday? Would you rather Wednesday?
All right, let's get weird. First one in here says, would you rather never have to go to the bathroom again or never have to sleep again?
I've said it before. I would love to never have to sleep because I'm so bad at it. If I didn't have to sleep, this whole sleep apnea thing would be irrelevant.
I guess.
I'd never have to worry about that. Plus, it's just like you hear about people that somehow figure out a way to hack their brains and their bodies to sleep like 4 hours a night. And it's just like, man, that's so much extra time you could be doing stuff.
Yeah, but then you're awake with your thoughts 24 hours a day.
That's what video games are for. You find something else to do. If I give me the 6 hours roughly that I sleep a night to do whatever I want with, I'm going to start going to the gym. I'm going to start playing more video games. I could cook my meals for the week. Like, you could literally live a healthier life with 6 bonus hours a night. And never have to deal with your own mental health like a man.
Your neighbors are going to think you're nuts.
Well, yes, that's true.
Someone said, would you rather be a flight attendant or work at a daycare? What's the difference?
The daycare worker gets to go outside for a break.
Yeah, honestly, I think I'd pick the daycare one over the flight attendant.
Because even when a kid is acting up, you can stop and remind yourself, it's just a kid. You can blame the parents. You can kick a kid out of daycare if it's too disruptive. You just tell the parents he can't come back.
There's no flight delays at the daycare.
You can't look at a grown man who's yelling about a bag of peanuts and figure any other way but to just be sad.
Would you rather find out your spouse is related to you or find out your parents aren't your parents? Parents aren't your parents, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I mean, like, that sucks, but I think that's a little bit easier of a blow than finding out I've been dating my, like, 4th cousin.
That's just it. It's like, if you are in love with someone you didn't realize was a family member, like blood relative, you have to stop. Like, it's just, it's not okay.
You start looking at your kids and you'd be like, oh, that makes so much sense.
But if you find out that your parents aren't your real parents, it just means that 2 people adopted you and raised you and took care of you. So that's not the worst thing in the world.
It's not that bad.
Worst case scenario, you're Superman. That's how he found out.
Sure. Or you got a really cool Netflix documentary coming your way. Would you rather give up butter or cheese for the rest of your life? Butter, easy.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, okay. In this world, margarine's fine. I can have butter by a mile.
Exactly. I can't believe it's not butter. Then I'm fine.
That's just it. Like, butter is better than margarine in my opinion, but there is a close second. What's the close second for cheese?
Vegan cheese?
Sadness is the close second for cheese.
All right, final one here. Would you rather only use public urinals with pants at your ankles or only number 2 at public bathrooms?
So every time I use a urinal, I have to take my pants all the way down to my ankles.
Full little kid style.
Or every time I can only poop in a public bathroom. It has to be the pooping.
No, it's got to be dropping the pants to your ankles.
You can't. You'll catch a charge.
No.
You can't go in just every bathroom and drop your pants.
There's no rule on that.
There has to be a rule about dropping your pants and exposing your full privates in a public bathroom.
You're not exposing your full privates. It's just your butt.
I don't think that's true.
Nobody gets mad when little kids do it. Why does it all of a sudden get weird when I want to do it?
For exactly the reason you said. Because at some point you grow up from being a small child to being an adult. You cannot be a full-grown, you are a 30-year-old man.
Find me a law that says that I can't do that in the bathroom.
If you walk into a McDonald's bathroom and pull your pants all the way down to your ankles, you are going to be asked to leave, sir.
Nobody's going to confront me because they'll be too scared. I am the captain now.
This is the Brock and Delby podcast.
Ed's word of the day.
Let's see what he's got.
Good morning. Today's word is delineate. Yep, delineate. D-E-L-I-N-E-A-T-E, delineate. And it's to describe in accurate detail or to indicate with drawn or painted lines. You can be pretty bombastic sounding, going, oh, look at the good job they're doing delineating the road. And I just be like, no, they're just painting it. I don't know. Anyways, that just about does it.
No.
Have a great one. Cheers.
I don't know what I would think if I heard they're delineating the road.
Delineate, I would think they were taking the lines off of the road, like scraping up the pay, like delineate.
I feel like, is the Queen coming to town? Is King Charles coming to town?
But yeah, it's to describe something. So like when you are telling somebody a story, but you have to be describing it properly. That's the key, is like when you tell tall fishing tales about I caught a fish this big, you are not delineating. But when you are telling your doctor how you got that bump in that place, you have to delineate with your professional.
It's the honest truth.
That's the honest truth. Yeah. So if you got a guy that's always talking big stories at work, you could tell him to delineate for once in his life.
Kids, if you're at a sleepover throughout the rest of the summer, play Delineate or Dare. Delineate. Use it wherever you can today, all right?
Want to be a part of the podcast?
Leave a message on the Bad Line.
The Bad Line is the answering machine for the Brock and Dalby Show.
To get the number, text the word BAD to 762-555.
Thanks for listening to the Brock and Dalby podcast.